All right, I got a fair file. I don't know if that's what we would call it, but there was a internet meme that went up, and it was a restaurant. The server served these people, their drinks and whatnot. So the bill came out to like $32.
Okay, yeah.
Did you see this one? And they wound up leaving the $16,000 tip.
Right.
And then the manager takes it upon himself to say, okay, split it amongst everybody that was here this
12
day.
people.
12 people, so that took it down to like $1,300 a pop. While still great, fair file, you shouldn't be able to make that call.
So this is my thing. I would have to know what the policy is there. Some places they do pool the tips because you have to pay the bus boy. You have to pay so the tips do get pooled and they'll split them up, right?
Hey, don't split my tip.
So I would have to know what was.
I don't care. You hear me?
Well, see, this is the thing, and it's tough because I'm like, look, could you put this in the check to me? Because the way my bank account is set up, I'm gonna need all this, and this is my last night. If I'm making more in tips, it's not a job for me. So I do need. I do think it's foul, right? Because I don't understand how that gets separated between everybody else, right? I don't know. So I think, like I said, I haven't been a server, but I thought this is what I thought. I thought that some places they do pool it. I know that the busboy will get some because he cleans the table off. So maybe the server and the busboy, waiter or waitress and the busboy, maybe they have something, so they can split it in half.
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
Right.
But I don't know how to get 16 to 13. I'm 1,300, 16,000. What we're not going to do is play that game.
You understand?
So, because I'm like, they had nothing to do with this table.
I served all the drinks myself.
And
I'll clean the dishes to keep my tip. I'll bust the table to keep my tip.
Or am I getting everybody's tips every night? Are we doing this every night?
Right.
Right. So that is the issue for me.
I'll give you another scenario because this was almost along the same lines.
All right.
So I go to Dave & Buster's. Not Dave & Buster's. Sorry, wrong place. I go Famous Dave's because we got lunch for the whole crew that I work with. So it's only one person back there making the food at this point who's startup, and then the manager is there.
Okay.
So my online order got whatever, it doesn't always go through, but when I get there, it's not ready. They like, oh, it didn't go through. It gives you another email, and I'm already here. I got people waiting for food.
They hungry.
What I need y'all to do?
Big hungry. Get that food because we need to eat.
ASAP. You understand me?
Gotcha.
So I'm like, dang, I need food. I can't leave here without food. Just go ahead and put the order in. When I tell you, the young man in the back was on it. They had my order ready in 10 minutes flat.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay. With all the money that was in, I said, well, let's go ahead and bless this young man with a nice sizable tip. It was a very big order.
Okay.
So I give go to put the sizable tip into the tip jar, and the manager says, no, that's way too much. Yeah, I'm the manager. You don't need to put that. First off, how you gonna block somebody else's blessing? Just because you're the manager don't mean you get to say what that person deserves or not. If I'm willing to give it,
absolutely,
they should be able to accept it, especially if they need it. You don't know what that man's pockets look like.
I would take it a step further. I'd have called him over and said, come here for a minute. Here you go. What you gonna do? Keep your little jar.
Right, I didn't do that, but
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what's the precedence behind him saying no. Don't give them. It's almost like a punishment. Like this, we live off tips. Tips are a part of what we take home. So you said I'm cutting, especially because the tip jar is definitely split between whomever, right?
Right.
So you just said I'm cutting whatever you take home because you just feel like it's too much. Most likely, maybe the manager doesn't get part of the tip, right? Because they're not in a serving position. So that's just hate.
Right. And this shouldn't be allowed.
I'd have knocked the tip jar over.
It shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that regardless of the fact, if they're willing to give, clearly the person is giving and they know what sizable tip or whatever that they're giving. It should be, you shouldn't be able to say, especially because you have the tip jar up there.
Unless he thought you were handicapped and didn't think you were in a position to be able to make
hey, I'll fight you right now.
I think that he was saying something about you and you weren't clear in your decision making.
I ain't gonna put that part in here.
No, you got to. That's the funny part.
I'm not.
That's
It's not the funny part.
That's what he might have thought. It's not you. He might have thought, or he might have thought the heat had you were in the middle of a stroke. He said
this was before the heat wave, so it had nothing to do with that.
Okay, well, whatever he thought, tell him it was incorrect. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, so that brings me to another question. I got so many questions.
So we're 2 fouls right now. Foul and foul. Question 3.
Question 3. Should you be able to say no to a person's offering? And I'm talking about in the service industry. Like, so the people that come to bring your groceries out to you at the car.
Okay.
And somebody goes to hand you a tip and you just tell them no, thank you.
So I'm saying no to your tip.
Yes.
You should be able to say no to whatever you want to, but how smart is it? I mean, you should be able to do what you want to do, but I'm like, well, I tried. You know what I mean? Like, cool. This will give me a couple. I mean, because I'm only helping you.
But I guess I say I don't need the help. But
They don't need your help. They said they don't need your black help.
Whoa,
That's the only way.
Whoa.
Listen, to turn down money, you have to be really.
Whoa.
Just think about it. You have to be really on some stuff to turn down money when tips are a big part of any service industry. So
right.
If I'm delivering, giving, you expect a tip to be given, right? I know people even people who have gas pumps or gas stations, when they come here from different places and they pump your gas, they get upset because they don't get a tip. We're so used to doing it, so we don't tip. But other places, it's not mandatory. So when they do it, somebody give you a tip for doing something that you don't normally have to do.
Gotcha.
So I know a couple people come here and say, "Yo, I thought people here were just rude, because they wouldn't." But that's just not what we do, because this is something that is supposed to be done. So for me, not to take a tip. If I help you to your car and I'm not even working the place, and you give me a tip, thank you. If you drop something, I pick it up and hand it to you, give me a tip, thank you. You gonna say no?
But now overseas, that's not a normal thing. That's not a normal currency. Depending on where you are, tipping is not. Yeah, tipping is not a thing.
Gotcha.
It's like part of their service.
Gotcha. So I don't know anything about it, so I didn't know. If I do something for you, give me a tip.
So what do you consider?
I'm gonna take it. Actually, if I'm not doing anything for you, give me a tip.
Oh,
I'm gonna take it.
So what do you consider, like, when people say, "Oh, you blocking my blessings by refusing"? What do they mean when they say that then?
Well, because because I'm giving you something and they say you're blocking my blessings by not taking it.
Yeah.
Because you're not letting me bless you.
Yeah.
So I think people say that, but I don't think the blessing comes because you take it. The blessing comes because you thought enough to do it.
Okay.
Right? So that's what I would say. Like, you can't block my blessings, because me trying to give it to you, that's it.
Gotcha.
I did it, right?
Yeah.
You not taking it
That's
is
on you.
weird. Yeah, but that's on you.
Right.
Now I got doubly blessed, because I tried to bless you and you gave me the money back. Thank you.
Well, you should be able to. You should be able to move. You should move your blessing on to the next person.
Well, you can if you want to, but you still got more money in your pocket than you would have because you gave it away. Right?
So my question to you is, are you passing the blessing on to the next person if the first person says no?
So I think that if you're willing to pass a blessing on anyone, I think you're willing to continue that tradition.
Now
right?
I asked you.
Well, again, same thing. If I did extend it to someone else, I don't have a one person blessing, right?
Yeah.
So this is obviously something you do. Hopefully that's in your heart, and you did it for a reason, and that should be consistent.
Gotcha.
I think the question should be, would I stop trying to bless people because this person had a negative reaction? No, right? Because usually if I'm blessing someone, I'm led to, right?
Gotcha.
It's not about me. It's like, yo, go give this to them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm following what I feel I should do, or I feel like I'm being led to do. If you don't accept it, you sure? Okay. I was blessed. You gave it back to me, guys. See, look at that. Look at you showing up. Look at God, right? But the blessing, and some of us can receive a blessing because of that as well. You know, so, you know, if we're following to whatever, if we're led to do something, that person may not been really the intended blessing. The person needs to be blessed, right? God's want to see if you're faithful. He's saying this is how I feel. I only bless people if I'm led to do it. I just don't willfully just do what I want to do.
Right.
So if God says bless you, I'm going to try to bless you. You can not take the blessing. That's cool, right? But I think the lesson was, listen to me. I listen to you.
Gotcha.
That person might not be ready to receive the blessing, or maybe that blessing or that lesson was me to learn that everybody's not going to accept this blessing, but to continue to bless someone else when I tell you to, right? So again, I don't think we're blocking blessings. I know we say, I think it's a saying we say kind of to say like, you should accept something that you get.
Right.
Right? But I don't think anyone can really block your blessings.
Gotcha.
Only you can block your blessings. You know what I mean? So I guess that's fair. I don't know. I lost track.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, you guys tell us, was it fair? The last one, we don't know what it was. So you guys let us know, fair or foul. And if you guys have anything for fair or foul, shoot it at us and we'll give you our take on it. Hey, have a good one, guys.